Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is September 26th, and right now we are looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. We've got the Hawaiian Islands here, Washington State, there's California. Look down towards Mexico. This is Hurricane John. We're going to watch to see where this system moves. It's supposed to weaken here and move off to the northwest, but we'll take a look at that here in some of the forecasts coming up. There's also a strong storm burrowing into the coast of western British Columbia as well, and we'll take a look at what is in store for California here. We'll take a look at the extended forecast as always as we go through the video here today. Taking a look at the marine layer right now, if I scroll back and forth, you can kind of see this is pretty entrenched in some of the coastal valleys, including the Bay Area, up and down the Northern California coast and into the San Diego and Los Angeles metro. Some of the islands actually breaking out this morning already. And if you get into the interior areas, for the most part, it's pretty clear, but there is a few low clouds out there across some of the Sacramento Valley as well. Taking a look at thunderstorm potential, nothing to worry about here for the next few days across the state of California. I clicked on this station here all the way down towards Imperial Beach, and I just kind of wanted to show you this weather station. These winds update every few seconds. It's very fun to have one of these attached to your place of residence. You can see the UV index as the sun starts to rise, solar radiation, when lightning was last detected, and temperature. Stores this data for you in the cloud. Click on that link down below if you want to buy one of those weather stations. So let's go ahead and take a look at 18,000 feet or 500 millibars, Hawaiian Islands bottom left, Pacific Ocean. There is the state of California. You can see Hurricane John off to the bottom right of this picture, and there's that strong storm system moving up into British Columbia. So we've got some ridging around. We're going to keep things above average temperature wise here for the foreseeable future. And then as we scroll in towards the end of the month, this upper level low here may kick off a few showers here across California as we go on into the extended forecast, but it's not going to be much really, and you can kind of see the ridging still hanging around way inside slider here coming down across some of the Intermountain West, and some ridging continuing to be with us as we continue to move off into the first week of October. Things can change, but still right now not looking like a very active weather pattern here coming up. Now, if we take a look at Hurricane John again to the bottom right and point out some precipitation chances, I'm going to scroll ahead here until about October 1st. You can see some showers popping up there with that upper level low right there across some of Central California. We'll watch out for that, and then that might continue on a little bit as we go through the beginning of October here. So no promises on that just yet. We'll be watching it and trying to break things down day by day. But if we take a look at Hurricane John, it's supposed to be a storm, a tropical storm by the time we get towards tomorrow morning, and it's probably going to come back out across some of the open water. So we just want to monitor this and make sure it doesn't make any headway into the Southwest USA. We will be watching that on a daily basis. And I also wanted to point out the wave activity as well. Some of these stronger storms moving into the Pacific Northwest and towards Southeast Alaska, they will bring a bit of wave activity, a little bit of a bump here as we go through the weekend coming up. Then another strong storm up towards Southeast Alaska will bring another bump as we go on in through next week. So, it is that time of the year where the mid-latitude cyclones start to get stirring. And you can also see what is that system right now known as Hurricane John, kind of moving out to the south of Cabo there on the Baja Peninsula. So we'll watch that one to see if that storm has any idea of trying to move north. And looking at the integrated vertically integrated smoke, covers all layers of the atmosphere, and put this in motion. You can see the vast majority of the state doing quite well. And I've checked out the fire incidents. I don't see this fire here. It's just to the north of Redding across the higher terrain. I don't know if the HUR is making something up here or not, but again, the general picture is that over the next 48 hours there's not much smoke to speak of. So yeah, give thanks for that. Now, you take a look here at this is the Cal Fire, and you can see this is the Park Fire, and the fire should be somewhere around here, and I don't see that it is being reported as of right now. I tried zooming in, I don't see anything. So if anybody hears anything, you can leave that in the comments below. Now, take a look at the extended forecast. So we got California right here. There's Hurricane John. Now, we're watching for high pressure, and we're watching to see what the remnants of John may do as they move back out across the open ocean. And the 060 didn't show much at all. It just kind of has that dissipating and not really doing much. But as we go on into the early portion of next week, you can see this pressure gradient build here and a little bit of thermal trough activity. So that's what's going to keep us above normal temperature-wise across a lot of the state. I wish I had better news for that, but some areas are significantly above normal as we go towards the end of the month in the early portion of October. And then if we scroll far enough on the extended, if a high pressure like this was a little bit further situated down across some of Utah here, then you're talking about a pretty strong offshore event. You can imagine these pressure gradients if you stack those up a bit further towards the coast of California. So we got to watch that one as we go through the extended, but that's way out there and nothing even worth getting worried about just at this time frame. Now, I also want to show you the 2-meter temperature anomaly. This is the GFS, And this is just scrolling through 3-hour increments here, and you can kind of see how things, it's already fairly warm for a lot of these areas as we are at this time of year. But you can see some places, you're looking 10, 15, even 20 degrees above average for a lot of the region here as we go through the upcoming weekend. Some of the coastal areas not doing too bad, but you see the interior areas really having it hard. I mean, look at some of these temperatures as we go through the early portion of next week with a little bit of offshore component, little thermal trough could really be ramping things up very close to some of the coastal ranges here as we go on into the early portion of next week. So yeah, we have that to look forward to. And you can see that shows up kind of in the 6 to 10 day outlook, much of the southwest bullseye and near normal here, which means not a lot of precipitation to speak of coming up here as we go through the first week of October. And, we are abnormally dry here across a decent portion of the state, but we don't have a lot of drought. There is some moderate and a little bit of severe touches the Arizona-California border right there. But if we don't get some precipitation and we keep things warm, that's of course going to put some stress on the region, and we're going to start to introduce some drought across the state of California again if that continues to be the case. And if you guys want to help support the channel, go ahead and click on the store down below. You should probably see that. And the moisture wicking t-shirts, the men's and the women's premium hoodies are quite nice. You can see I'm wearing my Pacific Northwest Weather Watch one here. I've had this for a while. I wear it when things start to get a bit cooler, at this time of year. So anyway, yeah, we'll do this all again tomorrow. Hope you guys are liking the channel, and I will talk to you guys then.